Every build has got its first big mod, and for my nephew's Civic, it's going to be the coilovers. He's looking to drop this car with the coilover kit from Evil Energy. Xavier's got the parts, and I've got the tools, plus I've got my son Zach here to help. But here's the deal, I'm not touching this job. If they want that lowered stance, they're going to have to earn it. Watch as these two take on the challenge, they make some rookie mistakes, and transform this Civic in one epic garage day. Let's have some fun. All right, so I'm here with my son Zach. The first thing we're going to do on this car is measure the ride height. We're going to see where we're sitting before we put the coilovers in. We'll make a couple measurements. Let's get to it, Zach.
All right.
What do you have?
About 68 centimeters.
68 centimeters. Let's check the rest.
68 centimeters.
You got another 68 in the rear? All right, let's move over to the driver's side. What do we got, Zach?
This one's leaning more to 69.
Okay.
68.
All right, we're here with Xavier. He's going to go ahead and set this car up in the air. Let's do it. Wheels are coming off. There you go. Keep going, with the gun, with the gun, with the gun. Put it back on there.
Taps. Couple little taps.
There you go, you're getting it, all right. That's it, all the way off. Okay, perfect. Put the gun down, grab the wheel, put that on the ground. Okay, lay that over here against this red bucket. Turn it around the other way, the heavy side, yep, and lean it back. Perfect. All right, let's grab the gun there. We'll get the other side. We'll be looking to replace these struts here. In the rear, we've got separate spring and a shock. All right, we're getting started in the front end of this vehicle here. Zach's got a few tools laid out for him, some stuff that he thinks he's gonna need to get this job done. Why don't you tell him what you got, Zach?
All right. I got a 3/8 stubby right here. I got a swivel 12mm socket on there. I got this 1/2 inch, this big 1/2 inch gun, but I also got a 1/2 inch stubby. If you're gonna try using this for some of the bolts, got these needle nose pliers. You get the one of the brake line, or I think it's the ABS line out. Got a 19mm wrench. It's gonna go on the other. Using this. Then I got a couple sockets here. Got a 19mm impact socket. I don't know if I'm gonna use this. 17mm impact socket. That's about it. I think that's all I need.
All right, let's get rocking.
All right.
What'd you take off there?
Took off this brake line.
Okay.
Some
All
crappy,
Hang
crappy
on.
plastic stuff. That's the ABS taken off.
Okay.
Brake line ABS. Now we're gonna take sway bar link off. Shouldn't be on. Sway bar link on. Upside down.
So guys, I want to take a break for here. Take a look at this tool that Zach's working with right here. Hold it up, Zach.
Stubby?
Yep. So this here tool is the Milwaukee stubby with a 1/2-inch anvil. So this is exactly like the 3/8 stubby that I made a video about. If you guys haven't seen that, you should check it out. But this is the 1/2-inch stubby. So it's just got the same exact tool, same power rating, same battery, same everything. The only difference, the anvil is designed to accept 1/2-inch drive sockets. So that little tool there was powerful enough to blast out these bolts here on the strut. Okay, so normally we'd be using the big 1/2-inch gun, but this thing, I know if you haven't seen that video, you guys got to watch it, but I love these small little stubby Milwaukee cordless tools in the M12 version. Okay, don't pull out too far, right? Push in on the strut, push in on the strut, push in on the strut. There you go. Oh, don't let it fall out. Don't let it fall out.
Not falling out.
Move the strut to the side or move this knuckle to the side and push it back in. Push the top of that rotor in. Okay, don't let that axle fall apart. All right, good. There you go. There you go.
Like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is everything disconnected?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Rains up.
All right, let's get Xavier on the other side. All right, so Xavier's pulling out the bracket for the brake hose. Oh, a little jumper here. We got a jumper. We got a jumper. It's all the way over here. Okay.
All right. Huh?
Down here.
Right. Right. You can squeeze those and pull at the same time.
Squeeze and wiggle with the pliers. There you go. You got it?
There you go.
Yeah. Look at that.
Thing with that one?
Didn't even break it. I don't like that.
Right, this one.
Same thing. Do one side at a time. Pry on one button, one clip, pop that side, and then pry on the other one.
Speed up the video.
No, two. You got to use the tip of the pliers only. Yep.
And
Squeeze and wiggle. With your left hand, you wiggle. With right hand, you're going to squeeze those tabs.
appreciate it. Oh.
Use the tip of the pliers only. You're not going to be able to get around it otherwise.
Oh, well.
Hey.
It gets really annoying. Just break it.
No. Here, so let me show you. Hold this. All right. So there's two tabs on there, right?
Cameraman getting.
Two tabs. You got to press one. I can't see either. Okay, there you go.
Appreciate
Out.
it.
All right. Next.
Don't need this in no more. Right?
No, you're good there.
Okay.
I know it's pretty bad.
Just gotta hold it in.
Wait, wait, before you do that,
Yo.
let's do the
Oh yeah.
what's the force? The sway bar length.
Take this off.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, right here.
Right up here.
Oh, right up here.
Sway bar length.
I push the pull back.
No, pull on the link right here.
This.
Pull it towards you. Yeah.
Just you gotta go hard. Sit it fast. There you go. There you go. Got it. Now you can push that link out. Push it out and out of the way. Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Now you do what you were gonna do.
Make sure you hold your right hand in. Don't let that socket fly off. We got to be on straight.
Just hit it. Hit it.
What?
Squeeze the trigger.
There you go. Hold it. There you go.
And you don't have to push so hard with your left hand. You're just holding with your left, okay? That's it. Yeah, just like that. See that? Just what you did is exactly what you want to do. Yeah, a little more. Good, good. You're out. Okay. I'll drop the nut.
That's it?
No.
Let's do the bottom one. Right below the top one.
This nut right here.
So hold it with this.
Hold it with a wrench.
I'll do it the other way.
Same way you did.
Connor, just do the same way you did that last one.
Hold on. Let's go underneath this. There you go. This way it's out of the way. There you go. Same way you did, yeah. Hold it on there.
We'll hold this or no?
What's that?
The brake thing so it doesn't fall.
Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead.
Did you have this bolt?
All right.
Now you're gonna take the bolts out.
Let me give you a little tip. Push here while you wiggle that while you pull these bolts out. See how easy they come when you wiggle it?
Yeah.
Okay, so wiggle it. Take that bottom bolt out. Wiggle. Hey, like this. Okay. And now is when it gets tricky. We don't want to damage anything. So we're going to wiggle again and take this top bolt out. Okay. Wiggle, wiggle. Pull the bolt out. Pull it out.
I'm trying to think.
There you go. All right, let it drop down. It's fine. Okay. Now what we're going to do is going to push in here and go around it. There you go. Just leave this pushed in because we don't want it to fall out. There you go. Just like that. Let go.
Let go.
Yep. Good. It's fine. All right. And what we need to do is we're going to drop this strut out from the top.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Zach, we got everything disconnected on the bottom. And what are you about to do now?
Now we gotta make our way to the strut mounts. It's located underneath the cowl, but they have a little peak window hole here. You get access to your 3 nuts up here.
Okay.
So we're just gonna go take these nuts off. I got
These nuts off. Okay.
these nuts off. I got a little 14 millimeter ratchet head.
Let me see that up close.
14 millimeter ratchet head.
Okay.
And then I got extension. That's all we need here. And I'm just gonna take these.
So this little tool here that Zach's using is made by Cornwell Tools. My buddy Vince over there, my Cornwell tool dealer, showed me these not too long ago. They're nice little small flex head adapters that you can use with any 3/8 extension. They're pretty cool, actually. So props to Cornwell for coming out with something new. The nice part about this little tool that Zach's using is that it has a deep and a shallow side to it. So it's going to be used like a shallow socket or a semi-deep socket, but it's actually a ratcheting wrench head. So kind of a unique tool. If we didn't have a tool like this and you had to put a socket and a ratchet in there, it's hard to fit. Zach did try that. He tried to use this tool over here. It wouldn't fit very well. So the only other option if you didn't have a tool like this one is you would either try to get a wrench in there maybe, if you can do that, or you'd probably have to pull off this entire cowl here underneath the wiper arms. So we're going to try to sneak these out without doing that, see if we can save a little bit of time. Save that one for last. You want the strut to hang on that, so that's the only one you can get to. Take the other 2 off. So it looks like he's got to the point here where you can get those off by hand. Finger tight, they say. Now, if you guys haven't done struts before, what's happening right now is he's trying to loosen the 3 bolts that mount to the top of the strut tower, and the weight of the strut and the spring assembly is pulling down on it. So usually what I like to do is I like to leave at least one of these tight. This way you can use your fingers a little faster on these instead of fighting the weight of the strut. All right, so now he's going to try to lift up a little and see if he can get the weight off it. Get these nuts off by hand. Now that window is not very big. As you can see, Zach's hand barely fits in this hole, but it's enough to save you a little bit of time not having to pull off the wiper arms and the whole cowl. All right, now take a pause for a second. I want to show the viewers here just one thing. So in this window here, I've only got this one nut that's really easy to access from the top. And this is why I've told Zach to take these ones in the back out first. This way, the easy ones up front. So you're gonna have to lift up with one arm, lift up, take the weight off the strut, and then take this nut off the rest of the way. Here we go. All right. Hang on. Let me see what we got going on down here. Uh-oh, yep. So drop it down. All right, Zach. How are we looking?
Pretty good.
It's coming out?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Nice and careful. And we got the
Oh,
strut.
there it is. All right, Xavier, let's see the other side here. Let's get this thing done.
Which side did you first this one?
Doesn't matter. Nope. Go all the way in the back first. Yep, let's get those two off first. So save that other one for last. The easiest one to get to. We just talked about that. Pull. Hang on, hang on. Make sure you're on there straight. Yep, okay. Give it a tug. Oh,
Oh, now you're
all right.
This one's hard. You wanna put a finger down. Yeah.
Push on top of the head of the ratchet to make sure it's on flat because you don't want to strip that bolt. If you strip it, we're going to have a problem, right?
Let me see if I can just break it.
Hang on. Now, this is really sharp here. If you catch a hand on here, you're going to be sorry, okay?
Knuckles are gonna look like mine.
They are going to look like yours. Let me help you.
Totally
Let me
do.
help you. Okay? All right, now you don't have to pull so
What
hard.
a strong man.
All right? All right, here we go. All right, so Xavier's working on those two bolts in the back. A little bit tough to get to. He's trying to get it to a point where he doesn't need the ratcheting head anymore. He'll get those off by hand, but he's not there yet.
Will be quite a bit.
Two hours later.
More like 6.
That's just to remind me to put it in the video at some point.
I'm still working on it. I don't even know.
Keep going. Yeah, it's going. It's a long bolt, so you got a long way to go, right? So when it feels really loose, like the ratchet's not doing anything, you can do it by hand. Don't worry, we'll edit that.
Just put a bleep on it.
You can.
We're gonna finger.
Right here. Hey, where you going? Those parts you can put right up in here. Right here. So they don't fall. Yeah. You're gonna need them later, since making more work for yourself.
No, just
I'm a weak one.
Well, better get stronger. Let's go. There you go.
There we go.
You're not that weak. You know, Xavier, I got a famous saying. I got a lot of them. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. All right. Looks like bolt number 2 is loose.
Yeah.
Coming out. Now it's probably a good time to remind him not to drop that thing all the way in the hole so we don't have to take the cowl off to go fishing for a nut. Yeah, perfect. All right, so with this last bolt, this is the one we've got the weight of the strut pulling down on it. Hmm? Let me see. What you trying to do?
I'll remove it. What is it?
Right there. Give it a pull.
One hand on the head of the ratchet.
You're gonna need two, that's fine. Oh, there you go. There you go. There you go. Okay, so now, Zach, why don't you give him a hand, lift up on that strut so he can take this off by hand. All right, so Zach's gonna come underneath here, under the car, and he's gonna lift up on the strut while Xavier takes the last bolt, the last nut off the top of the strut tower. Let's do it. You lifting up, Zach? Yes, can you do that by hand yet, Xavier? All right, now Zach's gonna pull that thing out without popping an axle apart, without ruining anti-lock brake lines. Boom. All right, so we've got the replacement strut assembly, the coilover, lined up next to the old one. Because there are a left and a right to these parts, we want to make sure the brackets are in the correct spots. So Xavier, flip that up and show them what we're looking at here. No, hold it, put it on the ground there. On the ground. Okay. So what we're looking for is to make sure that the holes for the sway bar link are in the right spots. The brackets here for the brake hoses are in the right spot. And then the clips here, these are for the anti-lock brake, are going to be in the right spot. Looks like we're missing one on the new coilover, so we'll probably have to do some kind of makeshift, a couple of zip ties or something along those lines. All right, let's get this in the car. All right, so Zach's just got to get off the new nuts here. We're going to use these with the struts. They came with them. And then he's going to hold this up and put it into place while Xavier gets the top nuts caught. Zach, make sure the strut's pointing in the correct direction.
Good there. I'm doing that right now.
Get another one caught, quick. Let's go. Next one.
Now, Honda likes to give you no room at all with anything.
I expect you to have small hands.
Well,
2 hours later. So here are some of the struggles of trying to catch a nut with 2 fingers and no room to work.
Yep.
All right, we got it. All 3 nuts are on. Xavier's gonna go ahead and tighten those up now.
Now for this, everyone said good for it. Well,
Flip it the opposite direction. Okay, let's try it.
this way.
Sounds good to me.
sounds good.
If the nut falls off, you went the wrong way.
But it was the right way.
Yes, you're doing the right way.
Why don't you work on that one up front first?
Yeah.
Here you go, partner.
Thank
Take that off.
you.
There we go. We can always tell a flat rake technician versus an hourly technician.
Yay. It's not making me comfortable.
You're doing exactly right. Put it back on there. All right. While Xavier works on those, we'll come over here. Zach's going to be putting this other side together. You could probably let that strut go. It's not going to go anywhere. That's why you just catch one. I catch one and I thread it down as far as I can go by hand. And then I catch the other 2. It's not going to fall any further once you got the nut on as far as you can go. Get those other 2 caught. So now what I would do is I would lift up by hand and run those in as far as you can with your
Okay.
fingers, okay? Then the rest with the wrench, right?
Waiting for the wrench.
All right, how we doing over here, Xavier?
I can't get this one.
Can't get?
No.
Okay, Zach's gonna help you. All right. So for the viewer at home, just wanted to point out that, you know, when you're working on cars and you're watching some videos, they're two different things, right? So some things are made to look easy for the video and some things are not. And this is kind of how the normal process goes if you're working on cars. There's always going to be something that you find difficult, something complicated, something that challenges you. And part of the process is overcoming the challenges. This is really what the job involves. Every job for every technician is going to have some portion of it, some part of it they find a little bit difficult, a little bit tricky, and something that they're going to learn and build their skills with. And this is why when you guys watch my videos, I encourage you to go ahead and try some of the things that I demonstrate. And it's not because I don't think you can do it. It's because I think you should challenge yourself, right? I create these videos to assist you, but there are going to be some challenges along the way. When you watch me do this job, it may not be the same as when you do the job. It always looks easier when you watch something on TV. And unfortunately, the only way to build your skills is to actually do something yourself. All right. All right, so Zach's giving his cousin a hand over here, getting those difficult nuts tight. Coming back to the other side, get these tightened down. All right. This one you can reach with a power tool. Save some time and energy.
All right.
So I've got Xavier holding in here, pushing this top of the brake rotor inwards because otherwise the axle wants to fall apart. Now if you notice here, we also have a tremendous gap between the top of the steering knuckle and where it needs to go into the strut. So what I've had Zach do is grab here this pole jack, and with this pole jack, he's going to lift up underneath the control arm and see if we can put this thing back in place. If you were doing this at home, you'd want to put your floor jack underneath there and lift up on the control arm. You're just going to thread this up until it's in the proper spot. Okay, so he's lifting up with the pole jack, trying to align these bolt holes. And once he's got them aligned, we'll be ready to put some bolts in it.
Put some bolts in it.
Okay, so we got the top bolt installed, going for the bottom bolt. All right. Now, I want to show you guys, the viewer at home here, there's a little bit of adjustment room in these new parts. Okay, this new strut has got a slotted hole in the bottom, which allows for some room for alignment on here. All right, for now, we're going to push this in and we're going to tighten it up. Move it away from the car, because if you decide to bring the car down and it gets caught, you're going to throw the car right off the lift. There you go. We don't ever leave a pole jack anywhere near a car, unless you're in the middle of using it. All right. All right, looks like Zach's going for a sway bar link at the moment. Now, I can see what he's struggling with. Or maybe I'm going to let him figure it out.
Pull it around.
I don't know what I'm struggling with.
If you can.
All right.
What am I doing?
All right, so Zach's looking for a hint. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna explain to him what a sway bar does. So a sway bar connects the control arms, the lower control arms on both sides. So if he's having trouble getting the right side up, because it's connected to the other side, it's possible there's something on the other side in the way. What's going on there? What are you hitting? Oh, okay, all right. Wait a minute. I think he figured it out.
Figure it out.
All right, he's got it.
Yeah, so
He's got it. So we were hitting something on the other side.
sway bar link was getting caught on this bracket over here on the other side.
Okay, good. So we got that problem sorted out. Xavier, why don't you let the car down a little so Zach can work on it. So you're gonna pull this handle down,
This thing?
and we're gonna pull that handle down all the way.
All the way?
Yeah, pull it down.
You're sure?
Yeah. Oh, no, hang on. Raise up the lift a little bit. Might be on the lock. Good, that's it. Now pull the handle down. No, this handle. All the way down. Pull it, all the way. Hold it there. Now let the other handle down also at the same time.
This one?
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna lower.
Big one.
No.
Yeah, because I went on the next lock.
Next lock? Okay.
Oh.
All right, there we go. So now we're at a little bit more manageable height to work at now that we don't need the pole jack underneath the lower control arm.
We have a little problem.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
These aren't fitted like the OEM ones.
No, they're not.
And we only have one clip over here for the ABS line.
Yeah, that I knew. All right, so we have a choice here. We can try to bend that. You hold this for a second. We might try to bend this a little bit. If we can get an inch or so out of it, we might be able to make it work. Okay?
Got here.
All right, so we're just gonna try. So come on in here for a second. What Zach's trying to say is that this bracket here, this bracket is supposed to hold this brake line, this brake hose in place, but you see it's stretched across the front here and it doesn't fit because this doesn't have the same size, shape, or angle as the one that came on the car. So this is part of the problem. Sometimes you're putting aftermarket parts in, is they're not manufactured to OE specifications, original equipment specifications, right? So maybe a slight modification might make it work. We're gonna see if we can do something with it. Maybe here.
I think that'll almost.
Not quite.
Well,
Not quite. So what we might have to do is relocate this, okay? So I think what we'll do, maybe we'll drill a hole in this, thread it, and we'll put a bolt here because I like this fitment better than I like this, okay? So we're gonna need a modification. All right, so we're over here on the driver's side. The boys have buttoned up both sides of these front struts or front coilovers. But we're having a little bit of an issue with the brake hose doesn't line up to the mounting bracket. Now we showed you a little bit of that a minute ago, but if you come in here and look, we're gonna see that this bolt hole doesn't come anywhere near the bracket now that this has been lowered. Not to mention this bracket is a little bit different design than was on the original strut assembly. So the plan that I've come up with is we're gonna drill a hole in the top part of this strut mount, right where the strut mounts to the steering knuckle. I'm gonna drill a hole, I'm gonna thread it for an 8 by 1.25 millimeter bolt, the one that originally went in the other hole. And then we're gonna install this up here in a different location. We've already tested the wheel to make sure the wheel doesn't rub the brake line at all. And this is gonna leave plenty of room on either side of the brake hose to give it a little bit of flexibility in the hose. So it should be perfect right here. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. So the first thing that I wanna do here, I'm gonna put this bracket where I think it should mount. And I'm gonna put a little dot here with my permanent marker. That's gonna give me a spot to drill my hole. We're gonna make sure the hole is far away from the body here of this strut where the oil is. This way we don't put a hole in anything. Okay. Then I'm going to use a center punch to mark the location of my hole. This is going to allow the drill bit point to sit inside the dip where the center punch goes. I'm going to put this on my mark and we're going to knock it in. Okay, now we've got a divot. Now, hold on, I already did it on that side. Why are you on this side?
You told me to do it.
No,
this
that
time.
side you put
No,
together.
you literally said, well.
No, I said like we did on this side. Go ahead, tighten it up. You're on the wrong side. I already did this side. I told you that. I did it with Xavier. The next thing we're going to do here, put some glasses on. We're going to drill a hole here where we mark that divot. I've got a 17/64 drill bit, and this size is equivalent to about, I think, 6.8 millimeters or so in metric, but it's the size we need in order to have enough metal left to thread the hole afterwards. So we're going to thread it with an 8 millimeter by 1.25 tap, but first we need this 17/64 hole all the way through. And I've got my 8 millimeter by 1.25 pitch tap here. I'm going to put a little oil on it. And then we're going to cut some threads into this hole. I've got a square drive socket on here. You can use a tap socket. Either one will fit on the end of your tap. It just works better than the tool that comes in these tap and die kits, especially in tight areas. All right, now that we're all the way through, should have some good threads in there. Alrighty. So now we have some threads in there to match our bolt. Yep. Threads in pretty nicely by hand. Now we can put our bracket on. We're ready to tighten that down. So now you can see here that we've got a hole now we can thread that 12 millimeter head bolt into, and it's holding our bracket on nicely. We've got plenty of room on our two hoses. They're not kinked or curled anywhere, and this will be good. The wheel sits all the way up here, so it won't be touching our brake hose anywhere. Now the guys have got both the front ends back together. Everything's reassembled. We've got this problem sorted out with the bracket on here. We're about to move to the rear. Let's go check that out. All right, we're back here. We've got the trunk open because we've got to get access to right about here where this hump is. So there's a trim piece in here that needs to be removed with some clips here. So Xavier's going to start disassembling. Now this clip has two pieces on it. Take a break. If you look at this clip, it has a top and a bottom. Top and a bottom on it. We just want to pull the top part out like this. We want the top to protrude a little bit. Okay? So just the top.
Sometimes these clips are a pain.
There you go. You got under the top, or no? You got the whole thing. All right, that's good. Can we get some access there? All right, I see it. So you can pull it all the way out, or you can fold it down. You want to be careful not to crease it too much because we want it to go back to its original shape. So there's another clip here.
Really?
Yep, another one right there. Just two hands. Pull one in behind the tool. Put that back where it was. Put the other one behind the tool. Get it lower, towards the clip. Towards the clip. Put your right hand towards the clip and give it a little work. Shouldn't be that hard to come out. All right, well, it broke. All right. That's all right. You don't need it anymore. It's not doing anything. We'll get it later.
Yeah, the clip won't do anything.
There,
It doesn't matter over the heat anyway.
let's pull it out. All right, so Xavier's got this top of this strut tower exposed, and he's gonna hold this cover out of the way while Zach gets in there and zips the nut off. Hang on. I got a plan here. All right, so Zach's going to put this jack underneath this rear control arm here so that we can support the spring before we take that nut off at the top of the strut. We just want to put it under there, right there is plenty. We're going to support the spring so it doesn't come flying out. Okay. Xavier, you come and hold that and let Zach get the tool in there. Now, if it spins too much, we're going to have to put the socket in the top again, okay? All right, here we go.
I have a feeling it's good.
Let's try it. You in loosening?
Yep.
All right, so we're getting in here. Blast it a few times, short burst.
Oh, there we go. We're not? There we go.
All right, so now we've got the nut off, and the shock is starting to fall through the bottom, so this is perfect. All right, now we've got the top of the shock loose. Zach's gonna let some tension off of this jack, and we're slowly gonna let the spring tension come down on the spring, okay? Move to the other side. Yeah, hang on. All right, Xavier's gonna be in here, popping these clips off now. Try not to break that last one. And then Zach's gonna come over here and support this shock and spring on the driver's side. So we're ready to zip out the other side here. Short bursts. Full power, full power. Yeah, short bursts to full power. Here we go. Got it? All right. That washer we need. All right, we're gonna let the tension off of this spring slow. And we're ready to go up in the air. All right, what's next, Zach?
We're gonna take off the shock.
All right, let's do
We
it.
gotta take off the bolt right here. It's 14 millimeter. It's not gonna work. Being a heavier gun.
All right.
I got this.
All right, it's got a bigger tool now. Here we go. Nice and easy, look at that.
Nice and easy. Look at this.
All right, we got one shock out. How about we pull that spring out while we're here?
All right.
All right, so there might be a little tension on there, but it shouldn't be a ton. So just be careful it doesn't come flying out. You might want to hold it, or even maybe put a strap around it just to be safe, to catch it while you pop it out. So get that strap right there.
Wrap it around what?
Yeah, just any one of those coils, wrap it one time around. Yep, one time around. I would have used the other end so you don't have to fight the buckle.
Tell me after I put it too.
Alright.
Wonder what?
And then just put anything, just hook it on somewhere where it can be hooked. Here. Okay, pull that tight. And then, okay, good. Here, hook it on the other end of this. Just hook it to itself. Okay, that'll stop it from flying anywhere. Hopefully catch it if you pop it off. Might want a longer pry bar maybe.
Oh, it's coming.
It's coming?
Yep.
All right. You don't want to try to pry that up or pry the control arm down so that you don't ruin the rubber pushing. All right. Let me see how tight it is. It's still got a lot of tension on it, that's why. All right, so we might have to lower something. Let's see. Why don't we lower this and see if it takes some tension off. 2 bolts.
All right.
Yeah, this
All right,
man's gonna go
19.
flying.
This?
Whatever you got going. You're not on.
No. Hold on, give me a second.
Turn the gun around. Facing the butt, facing you, yeah.
I can't do that.
Need an extension?
All right.
What is that?
This is a lower control arm bushing. We're gonna see if we can, if loosening that up will help it drop down just a little bit. We don't need a lot of room to get this spring out. It's pretty close to coming out already, but we're still a little tight on it.
All right.
All right.
So we're gonna take these bolts right here on the lower control arm, loosen them up a little bit, loosen up some tension on that spring.
Is it gonna move at all? Take it all the way out.
All the way up?
Yeah. All the way out. And the other one all the way out. Nice and slow. All right. So now give a little pull down on that just a tiny bit and see if we got some room here. All right.
The same.
We might need a pry bar. Okay, see if you can pull that spring out. All right. Okay. That's what we want. All right, one spring out. This is the upper perch. And we've got some new springs here. I get the feeling those are going to go in a little bit easier.
All right, taking out the splitter shop.
All right. All right, what do we got?
Taking out the lower control on these lower control on both over here.
Okay, lower control on bolt. All right, that's good.
Go. There we go. Probably flat bars.
Yeah. You gotta get all the way underneath, otherwise, all the way under here. No, all the way under there, it's gonna slip.
How do you get under there? That don't work. I can't get all the way under there. What do you mean?
All right, hold this spring.
Get right here. Right here's good.
No, because I don't want you to slip. You're gonna slip. You don't have a pride good.
Hey.
Pull that down. Okay. And then let's go. Hang on. I want to catch this. There's a little, like a notch here where the spring's perch can sit. Go ahead and try that. Let go. All right. And then there's a little space here. Okay, take that out. All
To
right.
get the strut in it, keep it there, right?
Well, it's not going to fly out. Once we get some tension on, some weight on the car, that's the more important part. Once we have weight here, this compresses, right? So let's,
Put these bolts back in.
yeah, we're going to put those back in. I'm just going to put a dab of lubricant on here so when we move this adjuster, it moves a little bit easier, okay? All right. So let's do this to make this easier. Let's put the pole jack under it. All right, let's thread that up.
Oh, you're gonna.
I wasn't supposed to be doing anything in this video,
This is your fault. You could be telling us to.
and I could.
Should be like, turns out guys, I'm absolutely helping out in this video. Like pre-post edit or
Yeah.
while you're editing. Hey guys, not for bothering. You will see me featured in the video today. You should put in its title featuring special guest.
Special guest, yeah.
It was me, guys.
Those go in by hand first, for sure. All right, so it turns out I am going to be featured in this video a little bit, helping out. But the boys are back at the task. All right, let's get the control arm tightened up. All right. Ready? Hang on, hang on. All right, right there. Put that up. Okay. Good. What? What? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Out.
Why am I taking it out?
What do you mean?
You taking the pry bar out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What?
All right. Hey. 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 Can somebody pull this down just a little bit? Just a little bit. Get some tension up here. I want to spin this up a little. It's like it's stuck. The whole thing turning or no?
Yep. Yeah. There you go.
All right. There we are. Pretty close on both sides.
Spray some WD-40 in there already?
I did already. I think that's pretty close. Both this side, that side. All right, what's next?
Shocks in.
Let's put the other control arm bushing ball parts in.
Okay.
All right, you get working. I'll do the camera.
Thank you.
Help him out. All right, so Zach's starting the bolts by hand here. We don't want to cross thread anything into the body before he puts the gun in there. Ouch.
One down on your head.
So old, it's taking the dust.
All right. All right, so now we got these in here. We lubricated the adjusting wheels there a little bit. And we're ready to put the rest of this back together with some new shocks.
So, put the shock in. Want this part? It's gonna go up here through this, right?
Okay.
This bottom part, you want this to line up here so you can feed the bolt through here. So it's gonna lay right here. So up through there, then this part is gonna lay in between these two brackets right here. The bolt's gonna feed in this way.
Okay.
Okay?
Gotcha.
But it's probably not gonna, it's hanging down, so I wouldn't even worry about that. I'd just worry about getting bottom in there.
Yeah.
We'll push it up later.
Yep, wiggle it on in there until the bolt hole lines up. Yep. Keep threading. Is it going?
It's growing.
Okay. Zach, how about you give him that ratchet?
I don't know.
Is that 14? Oh, you have 14?
14?
Is it going in the hole there, buddy?
17.
How's it doing?
Oh.
Screw it in. Is it going in?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good.
Good.
Yep. I say we leave that for a moment, okay? Until we get it in the hole. We're gonna have to do these one at a time on the ground. Okay, so let's put the other side in.
Okay.
All right, we get the other side in place. Now, let's pay attention to one thing here. Do you want that decal that's on there facing any direction or not?
Well, we already put this one on facing the front, so you might as well put that one on facing the front.
Well, you won't be able to read it though.
This way?
Yeah, why don't you put it that way so you can read it? It makes more sense.
Tacky sticker.
Alright.
I mean,
I'll take this.
these are the parts you bought if you get tacky sticker. Might as well put it where you can see it. All right, put that bolt in. Right there, put it in. You're not gonna get it perfect right away. You gotta
Go in.
put it close and wiggle it around. Oh. Oh, phooey. Oh,
Oh, every.
that's what I told you. Get the bolt close. Get it close, put the bolt there, wiggle around till the bolt falls in. There you go. It's in. Okay? All right, so now here's what we're gonna do. Let's lower the car. Go up. Release the lock.
What?
Release the lock on the right hand, all the way down, and let her down.
Anyway.
All right, so we're gonna come down here. Zach's gonna get the jack ready. We're gonna need to jack this up so that we can guide the top of the shock in the hole.
You're good right there.
Right there. Get that pad where you had it last time. Now, Xavier.
Yo.
Put that thing in the hole while he pumps it up. Okay? See the hole?
Yep. It's a line.
It's aligned? All right, pump it up, Zach. We want to go all the way through the hole.
So it feeds through good.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay, let's be careful we don't lift the car off the lift, but go ahead and keep pumping until it sits flush on the bushing.
Where you going?
Okay, you're off the lift. Stop. Okay, take the other bushing off.
What?
It'll come out. Let's need a screwdriver.
Oh,
Jack there.
What?
There's a jack there.
I'm telling.
Hey, you knocked it out?
Did I not help?
Yeah. It slowly fell out.
Did you tighten the jack up? Did you tighten the handle? No, you didn't tighten the handle. That's why. Pump it up. Is the handle tight?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Is it good?
Go. 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 Flip that. Yeah.
Watch.
Uh-huh. And then the nut. Now.
That's the right way, Stretch.
Yep.
I'm an idiot.
The other way.
Appreciate it.
Now. Let's talk about that nut for a second. Take that back off. Let's talk about that for a second so you understand what it's doing and how we determine which way it goes. So here's our nut. The nut has a blue nylon in the top of it. Okay, that little blue ring that's inside of there is what makes this a special nylock nut. So the nylon is what's in there. It's going to lock this in place. Once the threads engage the nylon, it's going to keep it from backing off and coming loose. That's how we know it goes like this and it doesn't go like this down. Okay? See it? All right. Let's get something on there and tighten it up again. Couple of clips. Anybody want to get a tool to tighten that up? Anybody? So before you tighten this, look at the bushing. We don't want to tighten it too much. We want to squish the bushing a little bit, the black bushing. Okay, hit it a few times. Go, go. More, 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 more. Is it tight already? Go ahead. Hit it harder. Harder. Again, again. That's it, it's tight. Okay? All right. All right. So Zach's gonna go ahead and align the top of the shock. He's gonna get it through the hole. He's gonna pump it up a bit, take some tension off it. We don't want to lift the car off the rack, so he's gonna be extra careful not to take all the weight off it. That looks about good. Are you through the hole, Xavier?
Yeah, you threw it.
All right, so we're in.
Was it the old bushing on this stuff?
Yeah, we gotta pop it out. Where's the screwdriver?
Okay.
Zach, did you have a screwdriver to pop that bushing out? Okay. So let's pop the bushing out, dig underneath it. There you go. Don't stab yourself. There you go. Maybe you might need two hands.
I'm a little special, so
You got it. So now we need a bushing.
move bushing.
Yep.
Oh, wash it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Can you take that off for a second? I want to see something. I want to see this. Because I feel like this hole is big enough that this washer should actually go like this. I like that better. We're gonna flip this, even though that's the way they had it. This washer should go like this. We're gonna have to change the other side too.
Fine.
Okay. So I want this tapered part to sit in that hole because the hole's so big, it'll stop it from moving around. Okay, so that's how I want it. So Zach, let that down for a second. Let's flip that washer over. All right, so Xavier's in here now. He's got some new clips. He's gonna replace a couple of the broken ones. I'm gonna get this interior liner all back installed properly. All right, so we've got everything tightened up in the trunk. And now we're gonna get some wheels on it. And then we got to let it to the ground, get it settled down, and make a couple measurements on it and see if we're even in the ballpark of where this thing can possibly sit without having to do fender modifications or any other modifications. I might have to adjust the height of some of these coilovers, some of the spring tension on there. We'll go ahead and tighten up the bottom of these shocks now. We're going to tighten up these wheels here. We're not going to go too crazy tightening these now because we're going to need to make some adjustments here. I'm pretty confident these tires with this offset are going to hit these fenders. Okay, we'll go around one time, make sure they're all snug. All right, guys. Well, we had a lot of fun creating this video. I know it was a little lengthy, and I appreciate you following along with us if you made it this far. This was kind of a unique project for us. I don't get an opportunity very often to work with my son and my nephew and help them out with some projects like this. So this was kind of cool. Interesting for me, at least. And I think the boys had a lot of fun. They learned a lot of stuff in this video. Not in the video so much, but creating the video here and doing the work on this vehicle. And I want to follow up and just to remind you guys that we're not completely done with this car. We've got to let the suspension settle a little bit. We're going to make some fine adjustments to the ride height on here. Let them drive it a little bit, see how uncomfortable it really is. They'll probably ask me to raise it up some more. And then, of course, we've got to do an alignment on it, get the wheels on there, tracking straight and no wear on the tires. So that's for us in the future here, not part of this video, but just wanted to let you know there's some other things that need to be done with these lowering kits. So thanks for following along with us. Appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications. We're making new content every week for you. And we appreciate you following along and supporting the channel. Thanks for watching the Auto Tech Garage. Another great video coming up for you over here. We'll see you in the next one.